Welcome into another Locked On NBA Insider Report. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Brendon Kleen from Locked On Suns is with us because it is NBA free agency day. So lots of stuff going down, lots of big deals, and a big deal for Devin Booker. I think fans have to be excited about this because obviously one of their best young talent is going to be around for a lot longer.
4 more seasons on top of the 2 that he already had. You're exactly right. Suns fans are thrilled. One of the best players in franchise history already, despite only being 25 years old. And after that All-NBA performance that he put together last season, he was eligible. This was one of the easiest decisions the Suns have to make. We have a lot to get to throughout the rest of free agency, but this one was a no-brainer. You don't get the opportunity at 25 to get a player like this locked in this long, and he earned what he's going to make. So win-win on both sides for sure.
Certainly. We see some of these crazy numbers go out, but certainly this is something where you're like, give him all the money he wants to keep him around. Obviously, there's tons of rumors going around that Kevin Durant wants to be traded. He has given 2 destinations. Phoenix is one of them. What is the thought process? I'm not familiar with how that's physically even going to be done, but if it were to be done, what is this team going to look like with him on it?
It's going to look a lot different. I mean, you're going to be talking about probably one of the biggest packages, maybe in NBA history. The only real precedent, I think, is Anthony Davis back in 2019. Similar thing where it felt like, okay, the bidding process is open and every team will send in whatever they can offer, and at the end he did go to where he wanted to go. Anthony Davis ended up a Laker, won a championship with Los Angeles. It feels like Kevin Durant will get his way. I understand 4 more seasons. His extension that he signed last summer is only just now kicking in, but I just think the Suns have young players, they have picks, they have all the things that you would need to trade for Kevin Durant, and if he wants to be in Phoenix, we normally see these things go that direction. It just doesn't feel like, if that's his goal, that he'll be stopped from getting there. And it's just a matter now of, what do you go ahead and give up if you're the Phoenix Suns?
And specifically playing devil's advocate here, I mean, Phoenix had an amazing regular season record. They stumbled in the playoffs, but, they made the finals the year before that. So if you have a team that in theory is right there, I know Kevin Durant is an amazing player, but do you blow all that up to get him?
It's a couple of things. I think one, you've seen even in the finals, they got all the way there. They had a 2-0 lead. And then again in the second round this year, when you don't have consistent offense, it's just really hard. And they ran into Giannis Antetokounmpo, they ran into Luka Doncic, and those teams just had, at the end of games in tight spots, a player who could go do that. It's not to say that Devin Booker is not one of those players, or that at times, even as he ages, Chris Paul isn't one of those players, but you need as much of that as you can possibly have. And I think when you have the opportunity to go get, one of the best guys ever to do that in Kevin Durant, the opportunity's too good to pass up. I do think the other part of this too is they have a decision looming with Deandre Ayton. And so if you can do both of those things at one time, Deandre Ayton in restricted free agency combined with Kevin Durant now being on the trade market, that's a logical pairing. You don't want to lose Deandre Ayton for nothing. You want to upgrade that spot if you can. You want to use the asset, so to speak, to get a better player. And I think that's why all along, since we've been hearing about these problems in Brooklyn, it's felt like the Suns would be a natural fit.
In terms of money-wise, giving all this money to Booker and the other contracts that they've signed in this offseason, does there need to be a third team involved here if they were to get something with KD? Because he's owed a lot of money as well. So in terms of trying to get all these paychecks sent out.
It is, it's extremely complicated. And Deandre Ayton being a restricted free agent, while I was just saying it helps in terms of the timing to get something like this done, there are a lot of really challenging, weird NBA rules related to how much a sign and traded player counts for the ingoing team versus the outgoing team. And in this case, you would need to add either, probably both, more players from each side and likely a third team. And then we're also hearing the Nets just might not be interested in Deandre Ayton. So when you're swapping all these players around, even if KD is determined to get to Phoenix, it's not going to be simple. It's pretty straightforward what the goal is, but getting that done, getting it across the finish line, I think it's going to be pretty complicated when it's all said and done.
All right, Brendon, this is just the beginning. I am sure we will be checking in with you again soon. Of course, for our viewers, you can check out Locked On Suns wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube as well. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On NBA.